time, the stop of what was going on, it was a very bitter time in the United States about, is it right that we should do that, or should we be there at all? And of course, a lot of men got killed over there. I don't know, was it 78,000? Am I in the ballpark of Vietnam?
Yeah, I think 50.
Oh, I thought
56 or 60, I think. Yeah, maybe it is that high.
Yeah, but see, there was no for patriotism. Why are we going in there? What was our job to go in there? We didn't have to help those people because they've been fighting between themselves for years, and that's the way I always looked at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you a book that if you want to know that Typhoon, Halsey's Typhoon. It's a small book, but it's a great reading.
That's it?
Yeah, Halsey's Typhoon. Yeah.
I was going to say I've been pretty involved in Rotary International for many years, and as a district governor, I had John McNaughton not only sent 39 of our club presidents from the Chicago area to Cincinnati, to where the Wright brothers flew, and then down to Tullahoma, Tennessee, where they're making the jets, and then down to Cape Kennedy. And then he came and spoke at our district conference, and his title of his talk was "The Tragedy of Small Wars," and that was when Vietnam was involved. And that's a different situation than what we've got now, entirely, I think, and of course, General MacArthur also wanted to go back into China, and President Truman prevented that. But those are the situation now in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nigeria, and our Rotary International is working with the World Health Organization and governments in Europe to get rid of poliomyelitis from those three countries. Some of the people that are going around putting the drops on the tongues have been shot in Afghanistan. The main problem between Pakistan and Afghanistan is very close to getting rid of polio, but people from Pakistan are still problem makers, and they're going across the border near Afghanistan and taking polio with them. But this is beside the point. But I think we have a responsibility as the greatest country in the world to try to help these other countries, not just sit back and watch. As far as putting Sunny soldiers there or not, I have mixed emotions about that.
Was there any question in any of your minds that dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the right thing to do?
It ended the war. That was it. I would think that the number of people that was killed in Japan was very costly. But what it did, it ended the war. And that was the most important thing that I saw. Anybody else have a word to say about the...
I agree with Jim. As I said, we were on the island of Guam, asking to go to Japan. And it would have been a real bloodbath had we tried to land over there and do it.
So what was the moment when you realized it's over, we're going to win, I'm going home?
Well, relief until I found out I was going to China.
I was on that was the second ship that I was on, the Charles R. Ware, who was the squadron leader that sank that fourth carrier, that destroyed that fourth carrier. But when the war was over, and I remember that the admiral on the aircraft carrier, there was the Midway aircraft carrier Midway, and he says, "Taylor, put your skyrockets away. We're going to have to need them. We're going someplace else." And that's when what we were going to do was going up to the North Atlantic for the Cold War. But I came back to Norfolk in December, and they said, "We're going to the North Atlantic. We'd like you to go along." I said, I had 3.5 years and I'm tired, I'm gonna go home.
Chuck, what was the moment, you had made a tremendous sacrifice. What was the moment like when you knew this was over?